Hello, Kapil. I've been following you for many years now, and your work has been truly transformational for me, where I'm almost at a stage where I can say that I have no questions left, except for one thing that I guess sometimes is on my mind and bothers me. I'm not particularly seeking enlightenment, but I am drawn to it, and some processes started to unfold with me where things are changing. I'm okay with it in a way, but part of me is a bit scared in the sense that I'm a mother and a wife, and what that would mean with my ability to function. And it's a ridiculous fear, and I know it's a ridiculous fear, but there is something I don't understand about being hit with enlightenment.
Well, no,
at some
I don't
point.
think it's a ridiculous fear. Um, making the statement that it's a ridiculous fear, it's not a viable statement, because if it was that ridiculous, then you wouldn't be feeling it. So
it's there.
So
It's
right.
there,
So
yeah.
so what happens is that humans don't. So if I make a statement about the mind, or people read my work, and they have all these ideas and notions, and that they attach, that they bring, that they, like, if I could write X, Y, and Z, but then they bring their A, B, C's, D's, and E's, and F's, and G's, and so forth, and so then they bring their own baggage, right? So they don't just read the X, Y, and Z. And that isn't to say that you should read the X, Y, and Z and do what the X, Y, and Z says that I write, because I don't tell you what to do. There's nothing to do. There is no X, Y, and Z for you to do. So I fully understand that that's, human beings' minds are not empty. They're full of garbage, right? They're just full of conditioning over having lived on the earth for, 20, 30, 40, 90 years, whatever it is. And so they're going to bring their A, B's, and C's, right? And because that's the case, and because that's absolutely going to happen, because you're not going to have a permanently quiet mind. So they're going to have their A, B's, and C's. But because that's happening, then that is evidence for the fact that they don't understand, right? And I'm not going to spend 400,000 pages writing, each topic. And even if I did, you still wouldn't understand, because there has to be prerequisites. They have to be understandings based upon understandings. And so most people take my work out of context. Okay. I'm trying to explain to you how things happen. I'm giving you a comprehensive sort of answer.
I hear. Yeah.
So what did I just say? What was my last statement? You know what I just said?
Most people take words out of context,
good. Yes.
So people misread
right,
you.
Okay.
Yeah.
So most people, almost everyone, they read my thing, and most of it they read out of context. And the reason that they read it out of context is obviously not because they want to. It isn't deliberate. It's because they don't have the prerequisite understandings to truly understand what is being said. Therefore, when they read about something like, enlightenment or realization, or, if I write about, the mind, they will naturally and understandably, I'm not placing any fault here, because there is no fault. They were naturally and reasonably, come up with or have a feeling, like in this case, in your example, of, well, if I have, enlightenment, or, if I conquer the mind, or whatever it may be, then I'll become, cold-hearted to my family, and have to move to a cave. And if my children need something, I won't care at all. And so it doesn't matter what I say to that. Like, I could say, no, you won't do that, right? Well, I would never say that, because me saying that doesn't do anything. the power of the A, B, and C that you bring, which in this case is, I'll be cold-hearted and won't care about anybody. That the power of that is very dominant, and nothing can override that. So, like, I can tell you, no, you won't. No, you won't feel that way. Okay, that's not going to do anything. Because the fear that won't get rid of your fear, right? But the reason that the fear exists, the reason that those A, B's, and C's exist, is because you have not gotten the truth about the whole truth about that particular topic. In this case, the mind, enlightenment, whatever it may be. And if you don't have the whole truth about a topic, then you're always walking in on the middle of a conversation, so to speak. Then you absolutely will misunderstand the vast majority of things, or at the very, very, very least, there will be holes in your understanding. You may understand a particular thing more than your neighbor if they read my stuff, but both of you will have holes. And because there's holes in your understanding, there has to be fear and concern and uncertainty and anxiety and trepidation and all. There has to be, right? Because you don't know. So
Yeah.
the most critical thing, literally, I mean, it's literally the most critical. I would say it's the only thing to do in life, really, is to do your hair's on fire, you're burning up, you're about to die in the next 5 minutes. And the only thing that can save you is to know the truth. And by the way, you literally are on fire, right? You are going to die, and so am I. So this is life and death, literally. And the reason it's life and death, it isn't spirituality. I mean, it's so comic book nonsense, spirituality. You can live without or live with it. This you can't live without. And my proof is that you're not living. And I'm not picking on you. I'm saying everyone. No, because they don't know the whole truth. And if you know the truth, then all of the other questions and all of the other concerns that bother, they go away. Because now you know that all of those things are based upon misunderstandings. All of those things are based upon not having understood. All of those things are based upon, all the problems are based upon you not knowing the truth. And therefore, second grade logic, if that is the cause of all your life problems, there is no amount of time, there is no amount of money, there is no amount of dedication, there is no amount of anything that is not worth getting it. And there's just, because it's your life, right? Now, me saying that doesn't mean that you should try to get it. I'm not saying you should. I'm saying why those fears exist about, in this case, I'll become cold and don't care of anybody. That's why those things, because you don't know the whole story, right? You just look at you look at the headline, and you turn it into a punchline, and you just know you don't know any of it. And so those who learn the whole truth are the ones who own their lives.
Thank you. This is very helpful. Thank you.